Okay. Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining. We're going to do a stretch session today. We're going to do a slightly shorter stretch session as I am getting on the road in a little bit. As I said on the other classes this week, I will not be here for Saturday's class, but we'll be back to full schedule next week. DerekBarris.com/yoga for schedule updates and donation links. So please check that out. And just throw this on. Oh, there we go. And we have some new purple to work with. So although you'll be paying attention to your breath as you should be. So we're going to do about a half-hour stretch and mobility session today. I wanted to get it in before I took off. Plus it'll help my drive. I got about a 4-hour drive coming up. So take your legs out and just shake them out here. Okay, and then let's take your hands behind you. And I want you to take your right knee and pull it in towards your chest. And then cross your right knee over your left thigh and then fold so that your right knee is over your left knee. And then curl back up. Pull your right knee to your chest and extend it out. So just waking up that leg. Let's try the left side. Pull your left knee in. Cross it over and then lengthen out over your left leg. Curl back up. And again, begin by pulling your knee in and extend it out. Let's try that again, right side. Just pull that knee in, cross it over, half go Mukhasana, lengthen out and fold over your right leg. Engage your navel, curl back in, draw it in, extend it out. Take your left knee in, cross it over, and then lengthen out over your leg. Curl back up, draw your knee in, and extend it out. Now bend your right knee, curl it in, and then bring your right knee across to the left, and then open it up. And then bring it back across. So a little nice lower back stretch, and then open it up. And we'll take 3 more like that. And 2 more. And for 1. Now open that leg up into a sort of Janu Shirshasana leg. Turn over your right leg and then fold over your right knee. And then roll back up. So I'm going to focus on this right hip for a moment, rolling down. Rolling back up. And then 1 more like that. Roll it down. Push your sitting bones back as you lengthen. And then roll back up. All right, now stay turned. Just take your right leg out so that your right foot is now on the ground. And your left leg is straight out, my foot is flexed here. And then press your right elbow into your right thigh. Let's open up that hip a little bit here. And then lift your heart up. So I feel nice and tall in this. We'll take about 2 or 3 more. Okay, and then from there, take your hands back behind you and then bring your right knee all the way to the ground and then take it, pull it back. So now playing with that range of motion. It's been a while since I did some good mobility work here in this stretch session. So we're gonna start the first half really just working mobility movements and then we'll stretch after that. Okay, 1 more. Now open that hip up. Now bend your left knee. And so your left knee is back and you're in a sort of Janu Shirshasana with that leg. And then drop your right knee inside of your left knee. And then we're going to take our left wrist. So flex your left palm, take your right hand to your left wrist, and then turn to the right. Just these pulses here, and sinking down into that right hip. Oh, we got a little spinal crack there. I'll take 2 more. Okay, and then keep it tight here. Keep that left foot in, and then bring your right knee back up. And then wedge your right elbow inside, and then take it out, and then tilt forward here. And just pulse here. So your left knee is bent, and so is your right knee, and drive your right foot into the ground. Gonna take about 2 more here. Just pulsing, right? It's these little movements here, sending your sitting bones back as you come forward, lift back up. Now take your right foot out a little bit wider. You're gonna take your left leg underneath, and you're gonna come into a little stance here. So you wanna tighten it in, and we're gonna take our right knee right over our right foot. We're just gonna sink down and then pulse up. And your hands can fall, you can even take them overhead here. I like to just push down into my thighs a little as I work this. And it's also, so I'm sinking here into this right hip, but I'm also getting this inner left thigh stretch. I'll take about 2 more. Okay, from there, straighten your right leg out, gate pose. Take your right hand to your right shin, stretch your left arm over your ear. You may even grab the big toe of your right foot. It might be a little too much, don't force that. Now take the right side of your chest and turn it up to the ceiling. One more deep breath. Turn over your right leg, take your left foot, turn it back, so now you're in a half split pose, and then slide your right knee back, and then sink down and pulse here. So we're in this very short lunge here, just sinking down into that hip, and pressing the top of your left foot down as you pulse that leg for 3, and 1. Now, as you drop down, I want you to tuck your back toes and lift your back knee up. Good. And then, so now we're just in a low lunge with your hands down, and then just start to circle your hips here. So that left foot drives back, your right knee is moving in this circular motion. We're really thinking about originating it from your hips. Feels probably pretty good on the top of that left thigh. Go ahead and reverse directions. Take 3 more little circles here. And 1. Tap your back knee back to the ground, untuck your toes. Walk your right foot to the right, and let's just drop into lizard. And then you can just kind of stay and move side to side. You can hold. You can also tuck your back toes and lift your knee. I'm feeling a nice top of my left thigh stretch. I'm going to hold here. At least with my knee down, I mean. Let's take a few more breaths. This whole opening sequence here, all I'm thinking about is getting into my adductors, bit of my psoas muscle, my abductors hit it when I lean over to the right here. Okay, and then walk your hands back, and then turn your left foot in, and then come right back to where you came. Swing it around, and come to sit. All right, like I said, just some good little movements here to get us going. And take our hands behind us, flex your right foot, and then bend your left knee. And then from there, we're gonna go over to the right with your left knee, and then back open. So my arms, I'm leaning into them, but I'm lifting my chest up, and I'm really trying to let the movement originate. I'm using my abdominal muscles here, especially at the end. So staying engaged here. We'll take 1 more, across, and open. And now I'm in this open hip, almost like I was gonna turn to Janyu, but I'm not. I'm gonna turn over my left leg instead. Drive your sitting bones back, lengthen over your left knee. And then roll back up. Just 3 little undulations here. Nice and slow. And then 1 more. And roll up. And then take your left leg, lift it back up, and then open that hip out to the side. And then take your elbow inside your knee And again, just kind of lengthen out and just pulsing here. So using that tricep on your thigh here to help to brace that left leg as you come forward so it doesn't follow you. That'll be next. One more. And then as you lift up, you're going to take that left leg and then rotate it down and then pulse it back up. So I'm tapping my knee down, and then I don't just go to 90. I'm going a little more external rotation there at the top. So taking into that inner thigh, pull back, get that nice stretch there near my adductor. Take about 3 more. And last one. Now as I pulse that leg back up, now I'm going to bend my right knee and pull it back. And then I'm going to return here into this position. All right, so right knee is going to stay down. And then again, just going to pulse. So as I come forward, push your sits bones back and then rock up. Now my left sitting bone is off the ground. Yours may be grounded. If it is, great. But that's not happening in this position for me. One more. And pulse up. And then keep your right knee there. Just drop your left knee all the way down. And then reach your right arm forward. Flex your wrist. Take your left hand over your right wrist and then pulse over to the left. I'll take 3 more. 3. And 1. Okay, so as you come back, right hand down, bring your left foot up. And then we're going to take our right foot, we're going to slide it through. We're going to come up into preparing for gate pose, but first just sink into your left hip. Or your left hip drops and then you get that nice inner thigh stretch on your right side here. Again, any arms, if you wanted to add the shoulders, you can stretch your arms overhead. Try a few different variations here. We'll take 3 more. 3. And 1, so sink down. Now as you come up, your right hip is over your knee, stretch your left leg out. Flex your left foot. Left hand to your shin, right arm up and over. You can also, again, grab your big toe and then take the left side of your chest, turn it up to the ceiling and take a few deep breaths here. Try to maintain that twist for 2. And then as you exhale, release. Take your right foot back, setting up that, almost like we're going to go into runner's stretch, and then slide your left foot back. And then we're going to pulse down into that right hip as you bend your left knee. So I am purposefully letting my body weight hang onto my left thigh here to help drop into that hip. And take 2 more pulses. And then as I come forward, tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee up and then just start to circle. So again, this is very open interpretation. Could be much bigger circles than I'm doing. You can drop your hip a little or lift it up, but then reverse directions here. Couple more. For 2 and 1. Tap your knee down, walk your left foot over to the left. You can let the hip open, drop onto your forearms for lizard. And again, you can stay or tuck your toes or just move around and see what's going on in there. Okay, and then as you walk your hands back, slide that right foot in. You can just sit right down from there and stretch your legs out. So I know with a long drive coming up. My lower back will take the brunt of it, so that's why I'm sort of thinking, what can I do here to get into those crevices into my QL? So we're going to keep playing with that. Bend your knees, find a goddess position. So bringing your feet together and then slide in here. So find a position where your knees are splayed out, your feet are together, but you feel that you can sit up tall, so you're not grounding. Grab a wrist and then we're going to pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep your feet pressing together. Two more. And 10. Now bring your hands back behind you. Lift your butt up and then pulse forward. Pulse, pulse. See if you can lower your knees a little bit. We'll do 5, 4, last 2. Now sit down. Maybe it's a little closer if you can get in a little bit, and then grab your left wrist or your other wrist and then pulse, pulse. Every time I'm thinking, can I get like a 1/4 of an inch further forward? 5, 4, 2, and 1. Hands back behind you. Lift up, lift your butt, and then drop your right knee to the ground. And then resist as you go left knee to the ground. 3, 2 more rounds. Keep your feet pushing together here as you just rotate side to side here. Last 1. And down. Okay. And then tighten it up if you can a little bit more. And then just 5 breaths. Just lengthen out and then fold. Now I'm not going very far because this is a very tough position for me. So I'd rather focus on pulling my heart forward and then opening my hips rather than trying to get my head too far down. I'll take 3 more breaths. Okay, come back up and hands behind you, and then straighten your legs out, shake them out. And then bend both knees and take them a little wider than your hips. So I want to see if I can bring my right knee down inside of my left foot, tap it, and then pulse up, and then go to the other side. Take 3 more rounds here. So pulling my right shoulder back as I go to the left, and then vice versa. All right, so I'm trying not to turn my chest too much here. Take 2 more rounds. So I'm really feeling that my lower back feels kind of nice here as I manipulate my hips side to side. And let's take 1 more cycle there. Okay, now as you come up, stretch your left leg straight out into a fan pose and then pull your right knee in. Take your right elbow inside of your right foot and then right elbow inside your right knee, and then grab the outside of your foot. Sit up tall, left hand can be down or not, and then you're going to stretch that right leg out and then bend your knee to your armpit and put your foot back down. So little compass stretch here, right? We're not going into the full intense version here. So you should have a little bit more room to extend through your hamstring, hopefully, and then pulling it back in for 2. And 1. Oh, hello, Osiris. And lower it down. Now take a wide Janu Shirshasana. So bring your right heel, right where Osiris's head is, right to the middle of your pelvis, or maybe even over to the right a little bit. Turn over your left leg. And let's pulse for 5, and then we'll hold for 5. So roll down, and then curl back up. So next stretch session, next Thursday, we'll have a full, nice long one. It'll be 2 people's birthday on the screen. So I don't know if Osiris and I actually share a birthday, but it was pretty close. 2. And now fold down and then take 5 breaths in this nice wide Janu. Pull your right knee back, pull your heart forward. And we will be celebrating Osiris's 20th birthday next week. He is very excited. As you can see, he's licking litter or something on the ground now. Okay, 3 more breaths. Come back up. Take your left hand down, take your right hand on your thigh, just pulse that thigh down, lift it up. Okay, all right, take that right knee in, stretch it out, and then bend your left knee in. Take your left elbow inside of your left thigh, left hand, wrap it around to the outer edge. So you can have your right hand to brace if you want. We're gonna take that knee up and out into that compass shape, and then pull it in and down. So try to bring it close in. All right, this is, again, a mobility class here we're working with. So pulling it in, dropping it down. Take 3 more. Last one. Stretch it out. Pull it in. Put it down. And again, you can go inside, or if you go to center a little bit, or even over to the left. The more open you have, more room you have is what we're looking for here. Turn over your right leg. Let's fold down over your right leg. Roll back up. Should feel a little more challenging than a normal Janu Shirshasana, right? It's kind of, I've always considered this version sort of half goddess Baddha Konasana, half Janu Shirshasana. All right, last one. So lengthen out over your right leg and then take 5 deep breaths here. Two more breaths. Roll back up. Okay, take your left leg, stretch it out. You're right in the way, dude. I think I have a lot of energy today because at 1:30 he was licking my head all night. That's when it started. Okay, now you're gonna take your hands behind you, and then we're gonna do this, we're gonna take it slow. Take your left arm out in front of you. You're gonna bring your legs over to the right, lift your hips up, stretch your left arm out, and then up over your head. And then extend it out. Nice and slow on these. Rotate back, lower down. We go across. So helicopter wings, right? Left hand down, really stretch through that right arm, and then take it up and over. And then extend it out, drop back down, and we'll do it again. So helicopter around, right hand is your base, feet drop, stretch, lift your hips up, reach through your left arm. Lower down, wrap it around. Go through center, and behind, and lift up. And drop down. Let's take one more. Let's go around. Feels kind of nice and open. Full body stretch here. Reach up and over. Drop it down. Extend around. And lift up. And drop it back to center. Whew, okay. Take it a little wider. Lots of movement here, like I said. So let's stretch a little bit here now. So flex your feet in your fan pose. Think of heart coming forward first. Lengthen out. Walk out. You can come to your forearms. If you can make it to your chest, that's awesome. Not the goal. Really, the goal is just keeping your legs active as if you were standing. And then breathe here. Close your eyes. Take about 5 deep breaths from now. And draw your kneecaps up. And keep your heels pressing away. Last 2 breaths. Okay, and then walk your hands back. Good. Drag your heels on the ground, pull your knees in, and extend them straight out in front of you. Shake them out. All right, now you can keep your left leg straight. We're gonna do ankle to knee pose. And I know I've done a lot of rotation work, so I think we're there. So you place your left foot down, and if you need to, again, keep your leg straight, you can do half ankle to knee. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh there. All right, now, as you see here, as always, my knee is up nice and high. That is where my hips land if I just come into it. So now I start to let gravity work for me. I'm gonna walk out, and then we're gonna be here for about a minute here, really just settling in. Flex both feet, pull your heart forward, and then relax your neck. And just breathe into your hips. Every exhale, see if you can just surrender into this pose a little bit more. Take one more deep breath here. And as you're ready, curl up. You can leave your knee, just place your right foot down. I'm gonna slide my left knee into center for my spinal twist. Sit up tall, take your left arm up, rotate to the right, and exhale, and breathe here. Any twist you want here, you can bind it up or have your elbow inside of your knee as well, hugging that knee in. See what works for you. Every inhale, sit up a little taller. And draw your navel in. As you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. We'll take 3 more breaths. And engage your abdominal muscles to pull back to center. And take a little counter twist. Okay. All right, I think I'm almost ready. So shake it out. Lower back feeling good there. Let's try the other side. Place your right shin down and left foot across. Again, you can do half ankle to knee. You can sit upright the whole time if this is intense. You do want to asymmetrically engage, so just press your knee down without your arms. You can also use your hand as well. I like to use my body weight, so as you come forward, the hip will start to sink. Just make sure there's no sharp pain anywhere along the chain here in this pose. When you find the depth, we'll hear about a minute from now. Close your eyes, take deep breaths into your hips. Take one more deep breath here. Curl back up. Let your left foot drop outside of your right knee. Bring your right knee into center. And then stretch your right arm up. And then rotate to your left. And every inhale, sit up a little taller. And as you exhale, draw in, twist. Take 3 more breaths here. Engage your abdominal muscles as you pull up, and then rotate over. As you center off, stretch your legs out in front of you. And flex your feet, lengthen up as you inhale. As you exhale, lengthen out over your legs, Paschimottanasana. Every inhale, feel your body lengthen. Feel your heart pull forward, keep your feet flexed. As you exhale, just soften into that space. Take your final 5 deep breaths here. And inhale, roll back up. I invite you to sit cross-legged for a few moments, take a brief meditation or lie on your back and take a few minutes to rest. Again, I know I needed that before I get on the road and I wanted to get something in with you today. So I thank you for practicing with me. I will be back on Tuesday and we got a full week next week. And I'll be thinking about some fun stuff to do while I'm traveling. So I'll see you then, guys. Namaste.